It's 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. This is where we say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It is Thursday the 14th of August. Yeah, Gordon Joseph in your company. So happy to be with you as always. Asking him to order my steps this morning. Order the words that I use and, the way I talk, the way, I'm just thankful. Good morning, Yulin Alexander. How are you? Hope you're doing fine and so happy to have you all back on our Facebook page, man. It's an awesome feeling having you back with me. It's 24 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. As we say thanks, arise and thank him. It's indeed a good day to have a good day in a good way. And the folks in Carriacou and PD Martinique, good morning. Hope you all are doing fine. The Grenadine Islands, good morning. I'm looking forward to hear that weather report as to know what's happening with Erin. Yeah. Thank him.
Yes.
La Poetry in St. Andrew, good morning. Daigo Peters, good morning to you and the team. Hope you all are doing well. Shiny and Yellow, good morning. River Sally, good morning. Latast, Nedra Roberts, good morning. Joan Brathwaite Batson, good morning. Natalia Ross, Yolan Swan, good morning. Hope all is well. Mildred Smith, good morning to you. Mildred, are you here or you're gone? We haven't seen it, All right, folks, the word of the day today, that word is complacent. Complacent. C-O-M-P-L-A-C-E-N-T. Complacent. Satisfied with oneself, often without awareness of potential danger. Complacent. Satisfied with oneself, often without awareness of potential danger. Again, we spell it C-O-M-P-L-A-C-E-N-T. Complacent. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. His complacent attitude caused him to miss critical warnings. Yeah, sort of laissez-faire attitude, Couldn't care if Good Friday falls on Ash Wednesday. Yeah. I'm going to my friend's post this morning as usual, and it says here, it's Thankful Thursday. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. And that's from Philippians 4, verse 6 to 7. Good morning. May this Thursday be filled with love, laughter, gratitude, and joy. And the second one says, it's Thursday, Heavenly Father, we come again to thank you for your amazing grace and for allowing us to make it through the night and wake up to another beautiful sunrise. Please guide our footsteps and go before us to make all crooked paths straight. Shield us from the fiery darts of the enemy so we won't fall into temptation. We ask forgiveness for all of our sins, known and unknown. We thank you for your many blessings, miraculous healings, and divine protection. In the name of Jesus, amen. Good morning, Tone. How are you doing? Tony, Julian, Andre, Jerome, the entire team, man. Good morning to you all. Hope you all are doing fine. Erlin, how are you doing? Erlin, I hope you're doing fine, right? Nadisha, good morning. It's your time. Debbie and the family, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Nadisha's time, the motivational tip of the day.
It's only Jesus alone can do it.
Sherry and Nichols, good morning. Catherine Phillip.
Alone can do it. Only Jesus alone.
Give back to others. Helping someone else is a great way to reignite your own motivation. Acts of kindness boost your spirit and energy.
So the scripture says Jesus alone.
Helping someone is a great way to reignite your own motivation. Acts of kindness boost your spirit and energy. It's 19 minutes on to. Let's see what's buzzing this morning. What's buzzing? What's making the rounds this morning? All right, the U.S. slapped visa restrictions on Grenada officials. That's a serious one, eh? Government seeks EC $25 million in funding through Treasury bill auction. In the region, Dominica Attorney General calls for strengthening of firearms laws. Internationally, France, Germany, and UK say they are ready to reimpose Iran sanctions. And in sports, Joshua James cleared to resume bowling following remedial work. And those are the buzzing stories this morning. Yeah.
This song is
It's 18 minutes on to 7.
Thomas King.
Do hope that you're having a great day thus far.
Thank the Lord.
And if you're not, let me reassure you that all shall be well. And if all is not well, then it's not the end.
Let's praise the
Because at the end of it all shall be well.
everything.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Aaron and the guys at A&R Eatery and Bar in Pedmota, good morning.
Lift your voice and sing.
Small Axe, good morning to you and Sally and the entire home circle.
Who kept you through the night?
Yeah, that's what he does. He's a bully. Talking of Trump, I had to be careful. This thing they take away my visa to you. I said, I had to say he's a nice man.
Through the challenge.
My goodness me.
Another day.
I shall not be bullied.
No.
Darius, the fat man in Calypso, good morning to you and the family out there in Lafayette.
Only Jesus alone
The AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
can do it. Oh, yes.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansopine Main Road or call 405-4818.
Attention all divers, snorkelers and underwater enthusiasts. Effective May 15th, 2025, all visitors to the renowned Mullinair Underwater Sculpture Park will be required to pay a small fee of US $3.50 or EC $10 per person. These fees are essential to support the ongoing maintenance and repairs of the sculptures, as well as the development of new features to ensure the park remains a world-class attraction. Payment can be made through the Grenada Tourism Authority's online payment portal, available on the Pure Grenada website, www.puregrenada.com. We thank you for your support in enhancing this extraordinary underwater product. This announcement is brought to you by the Grenada Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, dedicated to protecting and conserving Grenada's resources for the enjoyment of all.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Thursday, August 14th, 2025. Coming up in the news, U.S. slapped U.S. visa restrictions on Grenadian officials. The government seeks EC $25 million in funding through Treasury bill auction. In the region, Dominica Attorney General calls for strengthening of firearm laws. Internationally, France, Germany, and the UK say they are ready to reimpose Iran sanctions. And in sports, Joshua James cleared to resume bowling following remedial work. The details to these and more are up after these messages.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
A good Thursday morning, everyone. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph. Government is yet to issue an official response to the U.S. announcement imposing visa restrictions on Grenadian officials. The restrictions are based on allegations that these officials mistreated Cuban doctors participating in international medical missions. The U.S. State Department announced the new visa restrictions on officials from Grenada, Cuba, and several African countries, citing abuses against Cuban medical professionals. This move is part of the U.S. effort to hold accountable those who contribute to what they perceive as the exploitation of Cuban doctors. The U.S. claims that Cuba's medical missions program amounts to forced labor, benefiting the Cuban government at the expense of its people. The visa restrictions are part of a broader effort to pressure the Cuban regime over its human rights record. The government of Grenada is set to auction its first 365-day Treasury bill for 2025 on Monday, August 18th, with a target of raising 25 million EC dollars. The auction will take place on the regional government securities market with a maximum interest rate of 5.0%. Bidding will open at 9 a.m. and close at 12 p.m. with a minimum bid of EC $5,000. Investors can submit one bid with the option to increase the tender amount until the bidding period closes. The Treasury bill issues is authorized under the Debt Management Act of 2015, amended in 2023. The principal and interest payments are guaranteed by the Constitution of Grenada, which stipulates that they are direct charges to the Consolidated Fund. This auction marks the third time the government has issued Treasury bills on the market following successful auctions in February and May, which raised EC $30 million. The government aims to raise a total of 105 million EC dollars through Treasury bill auctions in 2025 as part of its debt management strategy to reduce borrowing costs and reliance on overdraft facility. Interest yields on the Treasury bills will be tax-free thanks to an agreement among participating governments of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the ECCU. The government of Grenada is accepting nominations for the King's New Year's and Birthday Honors List of 2026. This prestigious recognition honors individuals who have made exceptional contributions to Grenada across various fields, including voluntary and community service, public service, business, health, education, and more. To be considered, nominees must have demonstrated a significant impact in their field or community. The selection committee looks for individuals who have made a lasting difference, brought distinction to Grenadian life, or improved the lives of others. Nominations can be submitted via the website www.gov.gd. Completed forms, accompanied by 2 letters of support, must be submitted by 4 p.m. on Friday, 22nd August 2025. The honors list recognizes outstanding achievements, and Grenadians are encouraged to nominate deserving individuals who have made a positive impact in their community. Further details can be found on the government's website. And here's an important notice to bring you live coverage of the Men's Caribbean Premier League 2025 fixtures. GBN Television will broadcast news at 6 p.m. on Thursday and Friday. That's today and tomorrow. Now, here are the exciting matchups. On Thursday, August 14th, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots will take on the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons at 7 p.m. live from the Warner Park Sporting Complex in St. Kitts. On Friday, August 15th, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots again comes up against Guyana Amazon Warriors at 7 p.m. and that match is also from the Warner Park Sporting Complex in St. Kitts. You can tune into GBN Television at 6 p.m. on both days for our special news broadcast and catch the thrilling cricket action live at 7 p.m. That concludes the first segment of news. The local segments, stay with us. The regional and international developments along with the sports and the weather, they're straight ahead. It's 8 minutes on to 7 o'clock, and from the region, we hear that Dominica Attorney General calls for strengthening of the firearm laws. We've got this and more in the OCM News Network report.
The Attorney General, Levi Peter, is calling for the strengthening of firearm laws, with a pastor also urging members of the public to take advantage of the current gun amnesty. Mr. Peter, speaking following the funeral service of 32-year-old Jean-Yves Alex Bruno, said on Monday this week the government has to be proactive in dealing with firearm-related offenses. He said the government announced an amnesty recently and a few firearms were handed in. Mr. Peters said the government's intention then, as was outlined in the Parliament, was that the penalties for the possession and use of firearms should be much more stringent. He said while he is not speaking with authority on the government's position, he personally supports it. The Attorney General said the population must also join in the efforts to rid the streets of illegal firearms as part of the holistic approach in dealing with the situation. We go to Jamaica now, where the People's National Party says it would cut food imports by 25% within 5 years if it forms the next government. The proposal was made at the party's manifesto launch last evening. With the general election set for September 3rd, the party has outlined a number of initiatives which it is committed to implementing. According to spokesman on agriculture, Dr. Dayton Campbell, in the last 10 years, the food importation bill in Jamaica has increased significantly. He said the next PNP government will invest heavily in local farmers and farming.
If you use Eastern Westmoreland, if you are in the Darliston area, You have Darliston Primary, you have Maud McLeod just outside, you have Enfield, and you have Chantilly. What we will do is, in order to provide that one warm meal, we will have our farmers produce those things. So the schools will have to do the menu and tell us what the needs are. So they would say to us that this school is going to require 500 pounds of Irish potato or 300 pounds of pumpkin or X amount of pounds of callaloo. And then we will send our local farmers to go and produce those things, and they will have a guaranteed market in the schools. We're going to spend $9 billion on that.
Dr. Campbell further stated an agriculture special economic zone will be established. He said the production within the zone will be export-driven in order to reduce the imbalance between imports and exports. Jamaicans are going to the polls on September 3rd. And the Bahamas is not yet in the direct path of Tropical Storm Erin, but officials are warning people, particularly those in the south, to begin preparing now. State Minister Leon Blundy, who oversees disaster risk management, says his teams have been monitoring and preparing for some time now.
So the track now doesn't seem as a direct hit. We're still making sure that we're vigilant and watching it just in case it does make a switch. Even though it isn't showing a direct hit, there'll be outer bands that'll probably still interfere with the eastern side of the Bahamas that we'll have to deal with. So we're in mitigation mode and we're trying to sort that out now. And tomorrow we're actually inviting all the media out to a presser that we'll have at the DRM authorities headquarters.
He is urging everyone to double-check their homes and complete any hurricane preparations now before it's too late.
And looking further afield, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom have told the United Nations they are prepared to reinstate sanctions on Iran, according to a joint letter. The letter, sent to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and the UN Security Council, said the three European powers were committed to use all diplomatic tools at their disposal to ensure Iran does not develop a nuclear weapon unless Tehran meets a deadline to speak with them. Bangladeshi anti-corruption officials have testified in court against former British Minister Tulip Siddiq, accused of using her familial ties to depose the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to obtain state-owned land plots in the South Asian country. Three officials from the Anti-Corruption Commission on Wednesday read out testimonies in three separate cases over an alleged land grab of plots in the capital, Dhaka. And finally, protests and vigils have taken place around the world in support of Palestinians suffering in Gaza and to pay tribute to the 4 Al Jazeera journalists and 2 freelancers killed by Israel in the besieged enclave in a deliberate targeted assassination on Sunday. Journalists, students, activists, and members of civil society, notably in Cape Town, South Africa, Manila, the Philippines, and London, the United Kingdom, held the protest on Wednesday to call on the governments to put pressure on Israel to allow international media into Gaza and bring an end to Israel's genocidal war there. That's the regional and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead, followed closely by the weather. In our lone sporting item this morning, Trinidad and Tobago's fast bowler Joshua James has been cleared to resume bowling in all West Indies international and regional matches after successfully completing a remedial program and passing a reassessment of his bowling action. James was reported for his suspect action during the West Indies Breakout League earlier this year, with concerns raised in matches against Barbados Pelicans on April 25th and the Guyana Rainforest Rangers on April 26th at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Independent analysis by Loughborough University confirmed that his action exceeded the permissible elbow extension limit under ICC regulations, leading to his suspension from all West Indies sanctioned and domestic competitions worldwide. Under the supervision of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, James underwent intensive remedial training. On updated footage submitted on August 8, 2025, was reviewed by Loughborough University, which has now confirmed that his action meets regulatory standards. Cricket West Indies commended James for his dedication to the process and thanked the coaching and support staff who guided his return. That's all the sports we've got at this time. We'll have more sports during our luncheon edition and, of course, in our primetime newscast. Stay with us. The weather forecast is up next.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
And folks, for the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster Jonathan Price at the forecast desk at the MBIA. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday the 14th of August, 2025, as recorded at the Mount Bishop International Airport. It is currently fair, with showers in the vicinity. Winds are calm. Barometric pressure is 1013.1 millibars, which is below normal and rising. Present temperature is 27.7 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 82%. Yesterday's max was 32.4 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 26.6 degrees Celsius. No rainfall was recorded over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains at 24.2 millimeters. And now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy as the day progresses with light to moderate showers, and there is a heat spell warning that remains in effect. Today's max will be 32.5 degrees Celsius with winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas will be slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Low tide will be at 12:30 p.m. and high tide at 6 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:27 and sunrise at 5:55. Just to repeat the public forecast for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy as the day progresses with light to moderate showers. And once again, a heat spell warning remains in effect. From the forecasters Scanning Mars Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great day.
Jonathan, before you run away, what is the latest status with Erin?
Tropical storm Erin is currently located at around 16.3 degrees north and 48.2 degrees west. That is more or less west of the northern portion of the Eastern Caribbean islands, and it is still tracked to head toward a westerly to west-northwesterly direction, taking it a bit further away from the islands. But that could change as time progresses, but for now, that is the track that we're looking for it to make.
Okay. Thank you very much as always. Have yourself a wonderful day now. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Rennick Community Partnership Initiative.
We are here at T-Rose Square. What we've seen here is a very large outpouring of the various bands playing the traditional mass. And this has been made possible through the kind assistance and contribution of Rennick. So on behalf of Spice Mass, we just want to say a very hearty thank you to Rennick for this significant contribution.
Rennick, energizing our community.
It's 4 minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. U.S. slapped visa restrictions on Grenadian officials. And the government seeks EC $25 million in funding through Treasury bill auction. In the region, Dominica Attorney General calls for strengthening of firearm laws. And internationally, France, Germany, and UK say they are ready to reimpose Iran sanctions. And in sports, Joshua James cleared to resume bowling following remedial work. That's the morning edition of news for today, Monday, not Monday, but Thursday actually, Thursday the 14th day of August. On behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, thanking you for viewing and listening, wishing you a productive day and extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
If you are interested in reliable and efficient shipping, then look no further. Carib Connects is the one for you. Our main office is situated in Miami, which boasts one of the most advanced facilities with branches in most of the Caribbean islands, including Grenada. At Carib Connects, we offer you a timely and hassle-free shipping experience. Whether it's by air or by sea, our logistic team will ensure that you have a superb experience. We can take care of your small packages, full container loads, vehicles, dangerous goods, hazmat materials, and special loading. Our local branch is situated on the Carnage, right next to the fire station. Come in and have a word with our experienced staff. They are more than equipped to assist you with anything that you would need. We open from Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also get information at info@caribconnects.com. At Carib Connects, we are connecting you with excellence.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
As GBN brings you coverage of this year's Republic Bank CPL, there'll be some adjustments to our programming lineup. On Thursday the 14th and Friday the 15th of August, transitions will be from 5:05 p.m. GBN TV News will be from 6 p.m. and repeated right after the CPL match. Transitions will be rebroadcast after the GBN News Repeat. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere with sports coverage.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits. Terms and conditions apply. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Mobility, a common theme woven into the very fabric of human history. From ancient wanderers to modern explorers, our instinct to move, to seek something greater, and to grow has always driven us forward. Imagine a journey into pathways of boundless opportunities and endless possibilities. A collective future where the vibrant rhythms of the Caribbean, rich culture, and welcoming community create unforgettable experiences. Beyond citizenship by investment, we believe in our collective investment of time, resources, and energy that fosters innovation, creates jobs, and enriches lives, driving the growth of an entire nation. The Investment Migration Agency Grenada boasts over a decade of exceptional service and remains committed to guiding you toward global mobility and economic freedom through investment. Your journey becomes our shared story of progress and prosperity. This is an invitation to be part of something greater, something enduring. Begin your journey at imagrenada.gd. IMA Grenada. Unlock the possibilities.
Stumps ready? The biggest party in sports is back. It's Republic Bank CPL 2025. Bowls off August 14th to September 21st. 34 matches, 6 teams, 6 nations. Your Caribbean cricket frenzy. From big sixes to deadly yorkers, catch every boundary, every wicket, every moment. Live on GBN TV and Classic Radio. This is not just cricket. This is CPL 2025. Don't miss a ball.
GBN's broadcast of CPL 2025 is made possible by Republic Bank, Hubbards, Grenlec, Echo Blue Limited, Demerara Mutual Life, Answer Coatings, and Flow.
It's a busy world, and we all know the saying, time is money. Meet Candice and Oliver. They both have busy days ahead. Let's see how that goes. Candice is in a rush, off to the bank, again. Oh, looks like she didn't plan for traffic, or this long line either. Now let's check in on Oliver. His morning starts a little differently. Using his phone, Oliver makes a peer-to-peer transfer and pays his bills, all while having his morning coffee. At the store, Oliver checks his finances with online banking. Candice? Still waiting. Back to Oliver. He stops at the bank to meet his loan officer. While waiting, he schedules a payment and makes a wire transfer. Wondering about Candice? Yup, still waiting. Candice could be like Oliver if she uses Co-op Bank's e-solutions. Make your day easier with Co-op Bank's swift, simple, and secure e-banking platform. Bank on your terms, from anywhere, at any time. Click, tap, done. Banking just got easier.
Welcome home. What a flow, what a flow. What a flow, what a flow. Come on. What a flow, what a flow. What a flow, what a flow. The water bullet just like a freestyle. The lifeblood flowing mile by mile. It's legacy, a beat that don't stop like Bob Marley say. One love on top. The sewage water out of sight, but it's always wrong. Don't lose the light. From factories and wells of the with a mindful mind. It's out of sight, but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow, water flow. No clean water, no vibes we grow. Protect our water, protect our future.
Time to go.
All right, folks, unfortunately, we have to forego the traffic report this morning due to some technical issues that we are having. So this morning, we'll delve straight into the conversation. And of course, it's not carnival, right? We're not talking carnival. There are other things that we can talk about. This issue where the U.S. has imposed restrictions and sanctions on Grenada officials, all right, visa restrictions. What is your take on this? Do you see it as something that is merited? What is your take on this? Where do we go from here? All right, where do we go from here? They're claiming that, for those of you who are not very abreast with this situation, they're claiming that countries in which Cuban doctors are allowed to work, they are sort of working along with the Cuban government to exploit these medical practitioners, in the sense that they are working and the U.S. government is the one who is benefiting. What is your take on that? Let's have a conversation. How does that impact us as a people? Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Mr. Joseph, it's a very interesting topic. Good morning. Greetings. How are you?
I am well. Good morning.
Blasting on 2 new turbochargers, Mr. Joseph. Chargers, pardon. Listen, the time has come in this here Caribbean, the world generally, and there's no doubt that in other parts of the world they have begun. The BRICS are doing it. Other independent countries are challenging the United States and the hegemonic designs over this world. They feel they can dictate to the world what they want, and everybody has to stoop. Yes, sir, you say jump, you say how high, sir? No, we have to tell them no, they do not own this world. As a matter of fact, you have to understand why they behave in this way. They behave in this way because they're losing the tete in the world. Because other countries of the world, larger ones, have decided that they have recognized, as a matter of fact, that they can do without the United States. And so they're getting mad. It's all happening. They hate to know that they cannot call the shot. And so what they're doing is just abusing others. They tried it with the Chinese recently, didn't they? But when the Chinese fire back, because China today is not the same as China 50 years ago. They're back down. Taco. Trump always, what we call it again? Chickens out. But no, the small fry, they can abuse them. They want to abuse Venezuela, and they continue to do it because they can't control the oil and economy. Well, the revolution of Venezuela decided, no, this country is mine and I shall call the shots here. Cuba decided the same for 60 plus years. They're abusing the Cubans. And now they're looking for poor excuse. That's the only thing they can do. While they aid and abet the criminals in Egypt, not Egypt, but Israel, to murder the honest Palestinian peace and Palestinian people who have a right in this world to live. We had to say no to them, and to hell with them. And what they say, tell them, go suck yourself, Mr. Trump. This country is over. Do what you want. We shall survive in this world. And don't get me stink, Trumpy. What the hell does Trumpy think? Tell him no, go suck yourself. Tell him like me, don't afraid. The hell with that. We shall survive in this world. Whether or not they put sanctions on our leaders or whatever, they can't stop us from what we want to, not to do it, because this country is ours. Doggone. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph.
Have a good one, caller. Have a good one. Passion running through the veins. 19 minutes after 7. Let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Morning, Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Your listeners and your viewers.
In fact, I agonized for the night when I heard this foolishness that is being done. The thing about it is that there's no merit in this. And even though of us who are cowardly say, well, we have to be careful whether we not have our visa. Who needs, go to the US when you could be shot at any time? Look at them guns shooting that taking place in schools and in other places. Who cares? USA is not heaven. This thing is what they need to do is to go and stop their killing partner in Israel from killing the Palestinian and the other people around. You have seen, I heard, even on the news this morning, in the sense that they've decided to get back at Iran. If people know the history of these folks plundering countries like Iran, they would understand that they need to be on the side of Iran. I agree with the first caller that they are on the decline. All the experts are telling you, and that's how declining power behaves. It's like a jungling, it's like a rat, a cornered rat. It springs on you, and so I think that this is a time. I'm a little bit emotional. This is a time that we need to get the Caribbean to unify, even Latin America also, to unify against this pushback. The Cuban, had it not been for the Cubans, some people in Grenada would not be seeing. Remember the American Eye Care program? And through the help of Venezuela in terms of sponsoring, the general support. And also the fact that people over the years have benefited from the Cuban medical system. And there's no, if the U.S. wants about labor, forced labor, for years they had immigrants working on those corporations, as slaves. And probably even still now, notwithstanding that most of those folks are undercover now, have taken cover because of what they're doing. This regime called, if people had listened to some of us, we may not have been there, because notwithstanding that no matter which part of U.S. administration, that they carry out basically the same policy, there couldn't be one more evil than the current one right now. It's evil. It reminds me of the rise of Hitler and what happened after as a result of resulted in the Second World War. It's the same thing that's being played over. And we need to call a spade a spade. We need to rally our people. We need to support the administration in this instance, even though we might have had difficulty with them, because it is scandalous. We cannot turn our back on Cuba or even Venezuela. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Just a statement here from one of our WhatsApp contributors. Good morning, Innocent, and greetings to your many followers. I only have one question and one statement. Question: since when America concerned about Cuba and Cubans? Statement: America / Trump realize we have alternatives, so they're getting mad. They are the ones that stand to lose. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, Sam. Good morning to you, Doc.
How are you?
Not too bad, and how are you doing?
I am alive and so thankful.
All right. I'll tell you something. I want to give Mr. Gulu 100 or 1,000% in terms of what he said. We're waking up. It's late, but not never. And I think we have to continue with that kind of philosophy and policy. We're small, but we have to be big in head. Yeah? It is time that we stand up and to be counted. Hats off to you, Mr. Gulu.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. The Caribbean don't need to interfere with what's going on in the war. They need to keep a low profile. Okay, so says Ms. Gilbert. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Speaking to the world and to all the Caribbean leaders,
all the Caribbean leaders, what America is trying to do to Grenada, it could happen to them. This is what you all want all your ancestors. You know what our ancestors went through. Is that what you want your generations to come to become? We one nation is going to dictate to them. I'm calling on all the region, South America, the Caribbean, Latin America, because remember, if you give America the opportunity to control us, look at what they tried to do in Guyana. And I'm calling on all the leaders in the Caribbean. You saying America is going to want to tell the leaders in the Caribbean who they could have in the parliament as a minister? Look at what happened to Mr. Trump. Look at what he did. And then look at how they convicted him. And they still put him as a leader, a president to rule the world. This is unfortunate, and is the worst atrocities that America is going to fall. And I'm calling on all the leaders of the Caribbean. I travel a lot of places in the world. And I'm calling on all the leaders in the Caribbean, come together. Otherwise, our generations is going to suffer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Have yourself a great day, and thanks for your contribution. In case you're wondering the time, it's 26 minutes after 7 o'clock. Now, my question is, how is this restriction, this visa restriction, how is it going to affect us here as a people? All right, because it says to officials and their families. How do we, how does it affect us? Let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program. How are you?
I want to ask one question.
Okay, I'll do my best to answer if I can.
Right. This whole issue that's going on now, what could these islands or these countries do if the United States decide to impose visa restriction and whatnot? What would they do? They have no strength. What are they going to do? They're just crying. That's what happened. Like they're doing now. Everybody making comment and crying. Oh, this, that. They have no strength. They can't do anything. They just have to sit back and talk. What else would they do? Tell me.
So how do you propose that situation is dealt with? Where?
Well, they cannot do anything about it, period.
Okay.
The United States would run thing over all of them. What is it? Would they retaliate? How would they retaliate? Tell me. Tell me what they would. How would they retaliate?
Okay.
You have any clue?
No, I don't.
Right. Well, and the people who are running them out, they have no clue too. They just have to sit down and wait and see what is happening. They can't do anything, my dear. They don't have arms. They don't have no strength. They don't have no. Tell me let me hear what they want to do. Let me hear what Mr. Rolo running his mouth about blah 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 blah. What would Rolo do? What could he do? Or what would anybody else do? All the prime ministers in the whole Caribbean, what are they going to do? Tell me.
Okay. So they seem powerless.
Of course they are.
Okay.
And you know that too.
Okay.
And they know that too. All of that talking know that. They're powerless.
Okay.
It's just rhetoric.
Okay. Thank you. Someone says it is wider than just the Cuban medical arrangements. It is a reaction to the recent successful Active 25 meeting in Grenada. That is a development that threatens their control over us. The divide and rule uses Cuba as a scapegoat and starts with Africa and Grenada. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
And viewers, how are you?
I'm alive and thankful. How about you?
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there. I want to share my little piece on that topic this morning.
Please do.
First of all, I would say that all is not lost in what the American government has done. Even if our government officials cannot be there in person, they can be there via Zoom. And what they have to do is to use their diplomatic personnel in the country to do whatever direct intervention that is needed for them. So all is not lost. I mean, we call it Mighty America. They are now opening their wings and doing whatever they do. But there are ways and means of getting around it, yes? The restriction is for government officials and their families. Let me say, those in which I would have a little sympathy for is the government officials who have to go out and do official government business. The relatives, the family, I don't think they don't necessarily have to travel around this time. They don't. You don't have to feel up. America is not all. Yeah, there are other countries that they can go to. Yes, even for medical reasons. So I don't think that is all is lost in what has happened. And some people say it will just last for a period of time. The question that needs to be asked, though, there is an element there that we're not discussing. In America, there is no free education. In Cuba, there is free education. And all of the nurses and doctors, the professionals that come from Cuba, are state-sponsored products. They are beneficiaries of the state-free apparatus. So they did not pay for the professional trainings. Yes? So, as compared to America, those students have to pay back monies until they get old in student loan for the training that they get in America. So the argument that America is bringing up has nothing to do with slavery. It's just pure foolishness. And this is the argument that we need to take to them. Because there's no comparison.
But caller, let me ask you this, just for conversational purposes, right? A previous caller said, as a region, the people of the region, we are paralyzed. We are clueless. We are unable to respond effectively. What can we do? Because whether we like it or not, the restrictions will affect us one way or the other. Okay?
It will.
It will affect us. Maybe not as bad as the intent was, but it will. Okay? There will be some inconveniences here, there, and in between. But as a people, how do we respond to that? Is it a case where, because I have my personal opinions on this, but do you think it's a case that maybe we're reestablishing connections with the continent? So maybe that is just a golden opportunity to start going there and have more direct flights and everything there.
Let me tell you something. There are ways and means that we could respond there. Some people may not agree. Because there are some people who see America as, there are Grenadians in America that don't even want to see Grenada right now. Yeah? There are ways and means the Caribbean could respond to America, or people may not be prepared for that. I don't even want to say it on air. There are ways and means that we could. I mean, in the interim, there are some measures that we can take. I'm aware that there are some measures that we can take that could be able to rebuff what is happening right now. Americans come to Grenada visa-free, unchallenged, with some of them with just an ID, not even a passport. There are some things that we can do here to cushion some of that what is happening, but we have to take it as a region. They like the region. They love the region. The people there. And it's the people that will put pressure on those in authority to respond or react differently to what they are now doing.
But do you think the current administration has ears for what the people says and wants?
When the people start reacting by voting them next year out, by regaining the house and overturning some of those restrictions that is there, they would listen. The people have the power. The people have the power that they can do it. We in Grenada not Grenada as a region, CARICOM, the OECS, we can respond. The American, the South American countries, we can do certain things. There are certain things that they can do. If the heads come together, they can formulate some actions.
So this is where the West Indian Federation is missing now.
You understand what I'm saying? We have a lot of leaders, and let me tell you something. That's why I love Deacon Mitchell. He reminds me of Norman Manley. Grantley Adams, this guy in Barbados, the one in Guyana. He reminds me of those people. Those people was not about themselves. They was about country. They was about region. But we have a lot of politicians now. They don't have that belly. And that is why I'm immensely happy that we have someone like Deacon Mitchell leading us these days. Okay. And one of the questions before I go, where is the response? I would like to hear the response of the former Prime Minister who have dual citizenship in the U.S. What is the response from him on what is presently happening? I would very like to hear his response to that. Because agents of his party has been clamoring, that will come. Now it is here. I would like to hear his response from that. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, bro. All right, someone via WhatsApp says, good morning. We have to remember that Rubio's family ran from Cuba and is now getting the opportunity to take revenge. It is time the Caribbean come together. Do you really think Trump cares about the abuse of the Cubans? Folks, we take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenada Community Partnership Initiative.
We are here at T Rose Square. What we've seen here is a very large outpouring of the various bands playing the traditional mass. And this has been made possible through the kind assistance and contribution of Grenada. So on behalf of Spice Mass, we just want to say a very hearty thank you to Grenada for this significant contribution.
Grenada, energizing our community.
It's a busy world, and we all know the saying, time is money. Meet Candice and Oliver. They both have busy days ahead. Let's see how that goes. Candice is in a rush, off to the bank, again. Oh, looks like she didn't plan for traffic. Or this long line either. Now let's check in on Oliver. His morning starts a little differently. Using his phone, Oliver makes a peer-to-peer transfer and pays his bills, all while having his morning coffee. At the store, Oliver checks his finances with online banking. Candice? Still waiting. Back to Oliver. He stops at the bank to meet his loan officer. While waiting, he schedules a payment and makes a wire transfer. Wondering about Candice? Yup, still waiting. Candice could be like Oliver if she uses Co-op Bank's e-solutions. Make your day easier with Co-op Bank's swift, simple, and secure e-banking platform. Bank on your terms, from anywhere, at any time. Click, tap, done. Banking just got easier.
Welcome home.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. You know the number. It's 435-2041, and we're looking at, the consequences of the actions taken by the U.S. in imposing visa restrictions to some Grenadian nationals. How does it affect us? And I'm liking the conversation this morning. All right, let me just do this here. Okay. All right, let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Hey, good morning, brother. How is everything?
Everything's fine. Welcome to the program.
I'm blessed, man. No, Trump is the Christ of the earth, you know. Trump feel he is the Christ of the earth. He is the God of the earth right now in power. So you pass order for any country that will do as Trump say, you know. It's not America politics saying so, you know. It's Trump saying so, you know. All them things going on in the world is Trump saying do that. He's going beyond the American Constitution. America is an open market for the world, you know. And he want to close down the whole open market for America right now and close it down. Everybody has to do as he say. He in power. Now, America use 30 years gone by. They are the military, they are the forces. They bomb up Japan, kill thousands upon thousands people in Japan, kill a pile of people in Vietnam with poisonous gas and things, kill leaders, put in one in power, take out the one in power, and do what they want. The enemy can control you, the enemy is the enemy. From since Chavez take over Venezuela, they sanction Venezuela. They kill the man all kill Chavez, Pastor Chavez. But that's my country. Now, them going on the wall now and feel the wall is theirs. He will the wall now. They kill Gaddafi to the black people. They kill Hussein. You know, them go they America going on the wall right now. No, they are all in the Caribbean now. They are all in Guyana now. So they want to control Guyana now. Oil in Guyana, like one thing, oil same with 220 COVID time, you know, they didn't get it, you know. So now they want to control it. You know, the leaders who talking about link up with Cuba. Long I tell them about the Caribbean, you know, link up with Africa. You know, told them a lot of years ago that we have to link up with Africa. But if you have CARICOM operating for all the years and CARICOM has no strength in the Caribbean, what strength we have? CARICOM has no strength for years. And CARICOM only talking for years, drinking whiskey and thing and bonging gas together. And they never had nothing implement what they passed for the years gone by. Nothing implement from CARICOM yet. What they talk about for all the years. Now they're talking about Africa, link up with Africa now. Now Africa want to get rid of all America, England, France in their country right now. They want to get rid of them. They send France leave already. I think France leave already. Because them been on there how many years sucking Africa, sucking the country. Them been there how many years. But China now going inside and build for the people right now. And China spreading their wings right now. They're against China.
Okay.
As a new time from outside of America, they what they said. We thought Russia was the threat of the world, you know. We thought Russia was the threat of the world, but no, it's China. And China spreading their wings more than. Because them been there before. We built our airport in points, so in there. You think American England can build airport for all the years gone by? All the years we have paused airport 6 o'clock in the evening, closed down. You think if them love we so all the years ago build airport for we long ago, international airport? Was Gary plan to build airport in any case, down Point Salin. He got the power. So this government come, PRE come and build airport. Right, so we have it now. So we go any part of the world.
Okay.
Any part of the world, we go travel. But it's time that the black people in the world check themselves, man. It's time.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. We get the gist of the conversation. Now, someone says via WhatsApp, when your neighbor house on fire, wet your own. Wake up and smell the coffee. He who pays the piper calls the tune. We can retaliate by buying more name brand stuff, shopping more online, importing artificial drinks instead of using our local fruits. Just a little bit of sarcasm here. All right, let's take on these conversations here. I agree with this caller. Americans use the Caribbean as a playground, and putting restrictions as a unified Caribbean will send a message to the U.S. government. Yeah, definitely. In unity, there is strength. Right. The work Bishop did in 4 years for our people. If Keith Mitchell was a people-oriented person, Grenada should be the best island in the world. All right. What else? I got to accommodate some of this. Good morning. The visa restriction for those who receive complimentary visas, like government officials holding diplomatic and official passports, not for those who paid for their visas. I also agree with the last caller. I I also disagree with the last caller. No free education in the U.S. Persons born in New York can apply to the city for free education. I really would like to know what is the real intention. What caused, let me take out the would have, what caused that move now? All right, that move now to, impose these visa restrictions. Something must have gotten somebody very angry, and that is the punishment for it. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
King, innocent, you're still my king. Anyway, I'm going to be very quickly. No.
Go right ahead.
No, with this visa thing, but of course, before I start, I always have to remind people of the skills training orientation session in the South St. George. Compliments, Honorable Andy Williams. That will be on Telford's Electrical, right? So it will be on Friday. So don't forget the orientation. No, this thing has been pending a very long time with these visa restrictions. And you know the thing about it, what's hurting me? I see Deacon playing jab. What day it was now? I have nothing against jab. But instead of concentrating on things like that, you're concentrating on playing jab. This thing has been going on a very long time, that Marco Rubio and the United States government, right, have been threatening the Caribbean because they are claiming that the doctors and nurses have been exploited. They didn't go into details, and they call it human trafficking. And apparently, according to their arrangements with the Cuban government and the Grenada government, the United States interpreted it as human trafficking and exploitation of nurses. But you know what? I blame all these governments, including this. St. George's University, we had St. George's University since 1976. They should be capitalizing on the nurses and doctors that they produce in Grenada here. So all these things, what happened? They don't have no vision. You have a medical school here producing all kind of doctors. That is what. So there was no need for you to go and get yourself involved with this Cuba, and now you have to choose between a rock and a hard place, because you're claiming if we don't get support, the system will collapse. What about the nursing school that since Gary had? And the respect for that, tell him that Gary was the greatest prime minister and the greatest leader ever passed in this country, and let's be vexed. Gary had the nursing school. If you had the nursing school there, you had a cadre of nurses, and you have the medical school, a combination of the medical school and the nursing school. You wouldn't have been in this cow-belly cattle way and all this. The U.S. government has to threaten visas, restrictions on you, and not only that, but your family have to pay for it. What about if a family of mine that is a minister and I need to go to the States, I can't get in no place else? These people putting people in come on, man. All these things should have been tackled before that enough time. Just like I say, you had a medical school, right? Now I'm hearing how they say they're bringing in Nigerian nurses. When it is alleged that the ordinary nurses in Grenada here, they are claiming that the government tell them there's no vacancy, but they're bringing in Nigerian. All these things should have been avoided. You have reinstitute or revisit whatever word you want to get back the nursing school. You have the medical school here also. That is what you should be concentrating on years ago. And this thing should have started from the previous governments. Not only this one alone. I can't really blame this one as such. But this one had enough time because Marco Rubio, they warned all you. Did Deacon go and talk to the United States government about it? I don't know, just asking. I don't want anybody jump up on my chest, Because this thing, that is what you should be focusing on things that matters instead of this job business. I mean, this thing, if you know this thing is hot to me, because you know who does be feeling it, innocent? It's we, the ordinary people, It's not because they could go to England, Canada, and all kinds of things. They could go other place, But not only that, we have a heavy set of people in United States. A lot of that diaspora, whatever word you call it, make up a lot of the Grenadians and West Indians over there. So obviously we might be affected. And what if they just say that they decide to put visa restrictions on also like what the Canadians did in Keith Mitchell days? These politicians and them, they need to do better than that.
Okay.
Think.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, folks. It's 11 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and that is our time. The Caribbean should place visa requirements for all Americans. Lady Jab Jab is one day. The man is letting off steam just as any human being. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Welcome to the program, man.
Right. Now the mark of the beast is going outside, and what she's doing, she's spreading her wings. This is what Trump is doing. Is the mark of the beast system the mother of harlot, right? Is the mark of the beast system, so he's spreading the wings. Right? So let's not forget God first, put God first in everything, and forget them. All the fighting for his power, and the end of time is very close. Okay. Look what's going on in the world today. Have a good day, brother.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Let's accommodate this WhatsApp call. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Okay, we seem to have lost that call there. All right, and let's go back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Gordon.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
No, Grenadians are very shallow in memory. And I'm going from Morris Bishop times.
You need to lower down the volume in the back. It's giving.
All right, let me move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
America ranting and raving on Grenada and the region as an extension. Tell Grenadians, let me ask Grenadians in general question. What did America do for Grenada so much besides medical school? You're talking about medical school. The first thing America built in Grenada after their intervention was a crazy house. Grenadians must remember that. One. America coming to Grenada after to say they're finishing international airport. What they do, they underpay Grenadians by mass. The lunatic is talking about Marco Rubio, the lunatic. He's a second generation Cuban. So you have to rebuild on Quebec family at Cuba after the Batista era. Tell Grenadians for me, please. They're jumping up on Deacon about jab and about what. Deacon just come in this thing. This thing is long before Deacon. We have to deal with Keith, Ben Jones, and many others before Deacon. This is not just start on Grenada. And this is, Grenada don't need America. Everybody think we need America. America needs just more than we need America. If people think perfectly and look at Grenada's position in the rest of the world, where Grenada is situated, this multinational country needs Grenada. Because you could build Grenada going anywhere in 8 hours. The importance of Grenada has not been shaped with Grenada up to this day. We are still sticking on our slave trade and our foolish mentality of ordering the white man. Rubio, Donald Trump, Pickett Sec, all of them are a bunch of lunatics. And it's only 4 years they could last for. And they cannot go back after these 4 years. Because why?
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that. The two Americans going to revolt and get rid of them.
You didn't hear the young man say that he's looking at the possibility of a third term?
That is impossible, my Gordon, and you know that. That is utter rubbish, and you know that. Grenada don't need America. America needs Grenada.
Yeah, okay.
And the world, we know that. There's quite a few of us knows that. But we fail because we had to stick so far up our backsides, we can't see. We live in America. America does not know nobody more than what benefits them. And all who fight in America could get the same treatment out of America. Cuba do more for America in Grenada in the short time that in Cuba in Grenada. They do more for Grenada than America did in all its years in Grenada. Because America is just in Grenada. As the woman rightly said, look at Sulamer. How long should I be in Grenada? Name me how long should I be in Grenada? Name me the benefits that Sulamer brings for Grenada besides what? You still have to pay to go there. You still have to pay. How much person that get free in Sulamer, in Grenada? How much doctors go to Cuba and come back in Grenada? Grenadians go to Cuba and study and come back. So she should be ashamed to talking. Okay. And she too tongue, she's a Bobby in the sea. Because she's promoting Dickens and Andy at one side and she cut them on the next side. She's a razor blade. Have a good day.
Have a good one. Have a good one. All right, before we take our final commercial break, someone says, wait when they start to impose restrictions on remittance from the diaspora to Grenada. How many workers reported to work yesterday in Grenada after the carnival? We take a final commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
As GBN brings you coverage of this year's Republic Bank CPL, there'll be some adjustments to our programming lineup. On Thursday the 14th and Friday the 15th of August, transitions will be from 5:05 p.m. GBN TV News will be from 6 p.m. and repeated right after the CPL match. Transitions will be rebroadcast after the GBN News Repeat. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere with sports coverage.
Stumps ready? The biggest party in sports is back. It's Republic Bank CPL 2025. Bowls off August 14th to September 21st. 34 matches, 6 teams, 6 nations. Your Caribbean cricket frenzy. From big sixes to deadly yorkers, catch every boundary, every wicket, every moment. Live on GBN TV and Classic Radio. This is not just cricket. This is CPL. Sponsored by Republic Bank, Grenada and Hubbard. Republic Bank CPL 2025. Don't miss a ball.
Coming up, the best of Barbados and more at Carifesta 15. International interns enjoy breakthrough opportunities. History with a side of salsa. Yes, we're in San Juan. Community programs in Dominica receive a major boost. The home base with all you can ask for. It's all next on this station.
Welcome back to the conversation. Straight to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning once again. I sorry to come back so quickly, but I'll tell you something. Listening to the conversation there, it getting me upset, huh? Because see, this signal was there for many, many years, and it bring me right back to my theme. The economy and the development of people. I remember hearing from the United Nations that the reason why we are in this situation is because our leaders did not pay attention to the economic development of the citizens. And that is the problem. Did I go to America? No. What I have, do I credit it for America? No, not 1 cent. I have found my way. And as I said, it doesn't have leaders. It's not because you're in a large country. You know, power is not in size of country. Power is the ability of people to represent. And we fail to develop our people financially, economically, and we're paying the price today. We had a lot of time to get out of this nonsense. We play games with our citizens, political games with our citizens, and here we are. Here we are. And we all are crying out now. Don't cry out, because the writing was on the wall for many, many years. I have been speaking for many years and writing for many years and pointing out the same thing. Pay attention to the development of the people. Put them to work. See them through. No, we're going to pay the price? Do we have to go to America? No, we don't have to go to America. We could find our way. We have to find our way. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. And passionate there, man. Yeah, it's 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's take our final call. What could be? Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Olicent. How are you doing?
I am alive and so thankful. How about
Wonderful. So we have to understand what is going on. Oftentimes with the mainstream media, we are being fooled. For example, with vaccination and the whole scene in America. You know what they've been doing. Even Muammar Gaddafi was one of the most progressive African leaders. And they went and bombed him and they spread false rumors and saying saying all different things. And this is what America is all about. America don't like anybody. And if you really look at history and you study the media, it's all about making money. So people have to understand and listen, because once you hear a story 3 and 4 and 5 times, or 7 times, because the psychologist said once you hear something about 5 or 6 or 7 times or so on, they tend to register in the mind. You hear that repeated over and over. And this is what America is doing. They've been doing that over the years. Look at what Traoré in Burkina Faso right now. He's refusing IMF money. In the space of 3 years, the GDP by 6%. And oftentimes we don't listen news, and we just based on emotions. And we have to understand what is going on. Africa have some of the most important minerals to make the cars and stuff like that, and for telephone and for nuclear warfare and so forth. And Burkina Faso, they have the gold and they have minerals and some of the African countries, and hence the reason why. So when Traoré saw that, he decided no, he's going to stand up firm and tell America and the other countries and so on, and France to get out of there, and they're going to facilitate and do things to help and advance their economy. And people have to understand this thing, and we have to learn to listen and dissect news, and not just listen from the mainstream media, but we have to listen from other sources, and we have to put it together and read and study and understand what is going on. So that's why, and it's important right now for even the Grenadian government to have a close relationship with Africa. Because if you look at the paint a picture as Africa have all kind of poor people, you have young fellas in Africa right now. They're making helicopters and stuff like that, they show that they're very innovative. Imagine you're making things using solar power, a vehicle running without water, and all that kind of stuff. And all these innovations are in Africa. And we paint Africa as if it's only poor people out there and people starving. And that's a picture that has been painted for years. So right now, if you notice some of the African countries, especially our Prime Minister, take a stand, he's going to forge a relationship with Africa. Because that's our roots first and foremost. And we have to understand that we can do things as a nation. We are positive as a nation, and we have to support our African brothers and sisters. And we have to understand that we have potential. And this is the thing that we have to understand. So we have to say kudos to the government for all what the government is doing right now. We have to say enough respect to our Prime Minister. He's trying his best for Grenada. He understands what is going on in terms of the innovation, in terms of teaching people brand new things. Look at the hospital, Polaris. I mean, they're working on that because you're talking about health for Grenada, and not only that, you're talking about tourism, promoting that as tourism and health and stuff like that, and the benefits that will go for Grenada. So we have to understand what is going on in the world. So let us read, but not just read, but analyze and try to understand what is going on in the world. Have yourself a blessed day, my brother.
You too, my bro. Have a good one. Have a good one. Folks, this is where we've got to end it this morning. Thank you for participating. We've got to join the BBC, which is already in progress. If the good Lord spare our lives, we'll have it tomorrow again, same time, same place, same frequencies, channels, and platforms. Bye-bye. That's it.